Hey guys, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today I'm talking about Facebook and why we can't trust them when they claim strong encryption. Now, here's the backdrop to what's going on, because I think this is actually really important, and this comes with a mountain of evidence of Facebook's past. Now, to quote, Facebook said Tuesday it plans to move ahead with strong encryption for all its messaging applications, claiming that allowing law enforcement special access would end up being a gift to criminals, hackers, and repressive regimes. Now, for weeks, officials in the United States, Britain, and Australia have called on Facebook to allow authorities to circumvent their encryption to better fight things like extremism, child abuse, and other crimes. Now, the pro-government position here, basically those critics have argued that new forms of encryption, which can make it basically impossible for anybody except the sender and the recipient to see the contents of basically the message, are locking out law enforcement. And so therefore we should weaken encryption to allow governments and law enforcement to go in there and take a look at pretty much your message if they need to. Now, basically, this happened yesterday on Tuesday. Now, also on Tuesday, which is why I'm bringing this up, more than 100 activist organizations, security experts, and industry groups basically warned against efforts to force tech companies like Facebook to weaken encryption. So the ACLU, or American Civil Liberties Union, Amnesty International, and Human Rights Watch delivered a joint letter, and I quote, These exceptional access mechanisms for law enforcement agencies could be the same backdoors that provide an opportunity for terrorists, criminals, and other parties to gain other unauthorized access. Technologists cannot build systems that are inherently able to tell when bad people use them, just as engineers cannot design sidewalks and highways to crumble underneath the feet of certain people. Very true. Now, they further said that special access demands would, and I quote, embolden repressive and authoritarian regimes in their attempts to pressure messaging apps and device manufacturers to build surveillance capabilities into their products and services, which I would already argue Facebook has. Now, if Facebook were to actually add strong encryption with no backdoors into their secure messaging systems, like WhatsApp, for example, which they bought a few years ago, this would 100% fly in the face of their entire history as a corporation, and because they've basically intentionally been keeping their systems insecure to sell access to whoever has the money. Now, consider these previous facts. I have written about this, I have done videos on this, but consider these facts that fly in the face of Facebook claiming to now start integrating strong encryption end-to-end that would block law enforcement. First point, hundreds of millions of Facebook and Instagram passwords were found to be stored in plain text, meaning more than 20,000 Facebook and Instagram employees could actually read your password as you were using it. They claim an oversight. I think it was probably for some reason for data analytics, but they've actually done that. That is not even encryption. That is nothing. Point number 2, thanks to Edward Snowden, we know that Facebook has allowed intelligence agencies in, at least in the United States, pretty much whenever they wanted via the PRISM project. They got complete backdoor access, as they did to other major technology providers in Silicon Valley. Point number 3, and I will stop here, but there are several different points. Developers have had basically carte blanche access to the back end of Facebook for over a decade at this point, and they've been data scraping to the point of severity that we learned that Cambridge Analytica, which was a bombshell for them in about March or so of 2018, was only the tip of the iceberg. Researchers found more than 100,000 third-party databases with Facebook user info that had been scraped by third-party developers for years and were left horribly insecure on things like Amazon S3 buckets that researchers could go in and just pull this information out. Facebook's own employees have said that Facebook has no idea how many developers have been in and out of this system. And now you're going to tell me that you're going to start enabling strong encryption for WhatsApp and Messenger? It's virtually impossible to believe that. And if you believe it, if you believe that it's actually genuine on their part, you literally have to discount everything Facebook has done since Zuckerberg was 19 years old. And I actually quoted him at 19 in my video this past April called "It's Time to Put Mark Zuckerberg in Jail," which is a half-hour-long video of primary sources, point by point, of the just gross violations of privacy that Facebook has had. And so Facebook saying that they're going to add strong encryption, I highly doubt that they are doing this. What I believe this is a PR move. They are doing this because their image has been battered in the last couple of years, as I think people are starting to realize, oh my God, they are not taking my data privacy seriously at all, and now suddenly they're doing this. WhatsApp has not been able to compete with more hardened messaging systems like Signal or Keybase. And a lot of people are starting to realize this and moving to other things other than WhatsApp, because Facebook has a complete history of data mining this. And I've actually done videos on them scraping information from WhatsApp prior to messages being sent or when messages have been received. So even though they're sending it end to end encrypted, the apps themselves have actually been data mined by Facebook in the past. I've done videos on this from primary sources. It's ridiculous. And so don't believe what they're saying. That is my advice to you. That is my opinion. But given all available evidence, all available facts, all quotes, everything I've looked up, researched, written on, done videos on, and audio on, there is absolutely no reason whatsoever to believe that Facebook is going to be true to their word and actually offer anything that is remotely close to high encryption. This is a PR ploy. I wouldn't believe it if I were you, and feel free to look up my other videos. I'm due to do another master "It's Time to Put Mark Zuckerberg in Jail" version 2.0, probably early next year. So that is your news of the day. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook, unsecurely on Facebook and Twitter. And also, please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe and stay online. Thanks, guys.